Hello, this is Deb Joyce Meek from Delight of My Art. Today is Wednesday, again, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are doing mystery stamping, and this is made so that you can have an excuse to use the products that you so lovingly have bought and have in your stash. Please use the things that you have, because it does bring you joy to have of those things. And if you're using your supplies, you have an excuse to buy more, don't you? Because you're using them, and that brings you joy and others when you send your projects. So we have another fun fold again for you today. Here are the directions. These are posted every Monday and emailed to you every Monday if you're on my email list. You can find that in the description below here. You can join my email or join the Facebook group, which is called Stamp with Delight. You can find me on YouTube and Facebook also at Delight of My Art. So let's go ahead and get started on this week's project. Okay, so we have this card base here. We have 11 inches by 4 1/4. So that's cutting your paper, the long way here, scored in half at 5 1/2. But we're doing something special with that card front. So we'll take our trimmer tool back in here. Looks like my screen space is a little bigger than I thought here. Okay, so we're going to take our card base here, and we're going to cut off this little piece off of the front. This is the front as we do this. So we have this 11 inches by 4 1/4. It's scored in half at 5 1/2. And I just want you to put that, let me scoot this up a little bit, all the way at the bottom of your trimmer at the 3-inch mark on the left side here. And that way we will be cutting off 1 1/4 inches on this side, only up to that score line. So go ahead and cut all the way. I'm not going to really cut because I've already done it, but cut all the way up to that score line. Then you're going to take it out and turn it, put it back in so that the score line is on the trim line. Put the left side in at 5 1/2, which should set it up just perfectly. And then just cut up to that score line that you just made. And that whole piece should just slide right out. We do not need that piece that you're cutting out. So go ahead and discard that. But this is the card base that we are starting with. A lot of times this little piece right here at the top is a little bit longer than what you just folded. So I like to just go ahead and trim that. If it's a little bit longer, we can just go ahead and give that a quick little trim so that it's flush with the top of the card. Just a little hair off if you're picky. All right, so now we can go ahead and see what else we have in our stash here. The base color, we also need 3 squares at 1 3/4 squares, same color as your base. So I have Granny Apple Green, I think is what I'm using for this card. I love this color because it goes with the DSP that I picked, which is 2 3/4 inches wide by 5 1/4 tall. And of course, now you know why this is this size. It will fit perfectly on this panel over here with a little border. So let's go ahead and add that right now because we can. I hope all of you have had a great few weeks. It's actually been a little while since I recorded a video because we were on vacation at Disney World and we had lots of fun. And if you saw my face a few minutes ago, you will not know that I spent a week or two in Florida. It looks like I spent a week in a closet because I do not tan. So you have to catch my face again at the end. Yes, we spent lots of time in Florida. It was sunny and beautiful the entire time, but I don't have a tan to show for it, and that's okay. I have pictures and memories. All right, so now we have 3 little squares of neutral, 1 1/2 by 1 1/2. And I said with images because I wanted you to stamp on those. I actually used a die set for all 3 of my cards, actually. This one right here, Stylish Shapes, because this second smallest square here is 1 1/2 inches when you cut a shape out. And a lot of my other samples are using one of these little border banner dies for the sentiment as well. You need a little sentiment with a little banner. So here's my little images. I used the adorable little Easter bunny stamp set here and just kind of had his little face poking out in different directions on my little squares. I love this set. It's just so cute. It's probably going to retire, I'm guessing, at the end of April. So if you haven't picked up this little set, it comes with a not comes with, but you can get this punch separately, but it's a great punch for doing little treats and everything, for craft fairs and everything too. So definitely one to snag before they probably take that one away. I don't know if it's getting retired, but my guess it is because it's been around a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and put look how cute this is. I just stamped him in basic gray, so it was a little bit softer than black, and just colored a little bit in the lightest petal pink blend. So we'll glue all 3 of these little squares onto the base color squares. Super cute. All right. And then we get to decide which order you want them in. And I think I'm going to put this one at the bottom, this one kind of funny from the side, and then this one at the top. So these are going to go directly in the center of this line here. But first, let's go ahead and do something with the inside panel. On the inside, I have a neutral piece that's 4 inches by 5 1/4. And what I've done with these is embossed just a little bit on the right side. And the way that I figured out how far to go over, let's see if I can find that. Here it is. So I put this this edge of my folder over top of the card front here so that it goes past this lip, just barely, like this, right? And so then when we open it, I can push it up a little bit. I can put this, and I can see the border of the card, and that way I know that the embossing will go over enough so that when you close the card here, you'll just see the embossing. And it's okay if it goes past that line a little bit, and it looks really cool on the inside. So you have just a little bit of embossing. So the way that you'd run this through your folder is you'd have that in your folder just at that whatever spot you picked, and then you'd put it through your machine this way. I know we're supposed to put spine first, but I promise it's okay just a couple times to do it on the side. And it's nice that I have these nice little lines down here so you can make sure that your paper is straight by making sure that your paper is lined up on that edge with that little black line there too. So that's how I did that embossing, and I'm just going to put that on the inside. And I'm going to leave the inside blank because I think that's pretty just how it is, and that way I can write in it later. If you'd like to do your stamping, make sure you do your stamping before you're gluing. And we'll go ahead and put that on the inside. It's a nice subtle detail with the embossing there. I got the idea for this card from Laura Secchi. I found her images for a card, this kind of card on Pinterest, but it was posted by other people. So I don't know what she was calling this card. So, and I couldn't find another person to name this card either. So what I'm going to do is name it myself. I'm just going to call it Triple Square Fun Fold. So I like to have names for my cards. All right, so we're going to do this with, let's get a little closer, huh? We're going to put some dimensionals on here, and I'm going to flip all of these upside down so that I know all of the dimensionals are going on the left side because we're just attaching it to this front panel, right? So I'm going to put some dimensionals just past that left midline. Hopefully I'm eyeballing correctly. If you wanted to, you could draw a line right down the middle and then just make sure you're on the left side of it. So I'm going to put 3 in just so it's nice and secure. Just like this. And this is real easy to line up too, because we're lining up with the top and the bottom, and then the middle one will just go in between. So let's do the top one here. So kind of eyeball that in the center of this green edge and put it all the way to the top of the card, like so. I'm going to make sure that my dimensionals are not showing, and they're not. That's good. And I know this one's going in the middle, and this one's going to go at the bottom. So you do the top and the bottom first, and then you can even out your middle panel just by eyeballing that. You're only having to guesstimate at the one instead of all three. That's why I didn't give us a gap at the top or the bottom. That would be harder to get an even gap everywhere. We're going to make it easy on you. I love that bunny. He's so cute. Okay, now we're going to do just a small sentiment panel. And I'll just put that right here. We're going to add that one with dimensionals also. Off to the left. And we'll just add a little bit of glue on the other side. I'm just going to put a little line at the top and the bottom because it is going over this gap right here, and I didn't want glue to kind of seep in between and do anything weird. So we'll just go ahead and just add a little bit, if I can, just a little bit like this. Take those backings off. And stick this on right there. Happy Easter. So cute. And I want to add some embellishments and maybe even a little ribbon. I think I have a little ribbon here. I don't know. Oh, it's on the floor. I think I'm going to add this cute little gold ribbon. We have a silver and gold set of ribbons that you can get in our online exclusives. If you haven't checked out our online exclusives, please do. We have lots of extra bonus things coming into our online store. Monthly, we have new kits. It's in addition to our printed catalog. So definitely go to orderwithdeb.com and click on the drop-down menu to see all of the current online exclusives. It's always changing, so that's exciting. Give that top one a little bow. And I do want to add some of these brushed brass butterflies, another one of my favorite embellishments. They get so many, and I usually only have to put one big one and one little one on a card. So you can see how many I have left here. So I'll go ahead and I might put a few more because these are just so pretty. Have them kind of fluttering up this way. Maybe put one here. Maybe another, whoops. They're already adhesive backed, which is really nice. Maybe we'll put another one right there. So there is our cute little Easter card. Isn't this so pretty? This paper is an online exclusive also. Such a fun opening to it too. There's card number 1. I did make an envelope for that with that fun little bunny poking out the left side. Stay tuned here for the other alternatives. We have one with the Cheerful Daisies bundle. And this one I used the same image 3 times. Again, a nice easy way to do this. Same kind of card. Same die here. You made my day. And then we have a different embossing folder here. This is one of our, I've got a shadow here. This one is the Time Worn Type 3D embossing folder. And then here we have the watercolor world stamp set here, which I thought went really well with that spacey paper that we have. And this Where in the World Would I Be Without You comes from the Thoughtful Expressions, which is a really nice stamp set. But then I did kind of a splattery embossing folder. I'm getting a shadow here. Let's see if I can get this to show a little bit better. Anyway, you've got some splatters there. Super fun set there. So please, in the comments, let me know which one is your favorite. That actually helps my algorithm, helps other people see the video. It pops up in their feed when you make a comment and share my videos and do things like that. And follow the page on YouTube here or on Facebook. Let me go ahead and put my face back in here. Thank you so much. Get my light back on. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching, and I appreciate all of your comments and sharing and liking these videos throughout the years here. Thank you for tuning in and following me on my email. And if you'd like to place an order for anything that you see here, you can go to orderwithdeb.com and use this host code for the month of March of 2024. But again, thank you so much for tuning in and watching, and I hope that you have a fabulous day. Bye, guys.